What's up, everyone? How you doing? Why am I on Zapdos? I don't know. Cut, frame, perfect. 10 out of 10. Anyway, well, remember that last video I uploaded, the GPC thing? We made it, shockingly. Scraping the bottom of the barrel with me, but no, it's good, it's good. Got a lot of friends in there, got a lot of cool people in there, and had a draft. I'll save you some time, it was Pokemon. No? It's true. Anyway, we drafted 10 Mons, that is the number after 9, and we had 100 points to use, and I think I put them to the best of my abilities in getting Mons that they do things. Listen, you're watching this video on the GPC, you're not dumb. You know Pokemon. I don't need to break down what Greninja's ability means, what it does, what it can break. I'll go through, you want me to go through the OU list and show you every single little thing that Greninja can wall break through? Alright, let's do that. Alright, Mungus, Ice Beam, Azumarill, Gunk Shot, Bisharp, Low Kick, Ice Beam, Low Kick, Hydro Pump for these two motherfuckers, Gunk Shot. Anyway, I'm not going to do that because you're all smart people. I trust everyone watching this video has basic knowledge of Pokemon, and so that's what I'm going to go with. Anyway, so we drafted Greninja because it's Protean, and I've always wanted to use Protean Greninja. We basically have access to every move it gets except Low Kick, Gunk Shot, and Ice Punch, which do limit its coverage options a bit, but it's still a pretty good Mon. I'm excited to use it because I wanted something broken, and this thing fell to me, so I was like, hell yeah, I'll take this thing. Access to Priority and Water Shuriken and Shadow Sneak, access to set up with Power Up Punch, and it has pretty decent special attack and attack. Not great, but not bad. Very, very good speed, and U-turn, so you knew all that. Don't know why I wasted 4 minutes telling you. Anyway, next we got Burnham. Anyway, the Pokemon are named. They weren't in Week 1 battle because I hadn't done this yet when I had the Week 1 battle, but, you know, they're named now for the future. As you can see, I got the dopest set possible on this Infernape. This is probably the set I'll run most weeks, just giving the other coaches a fair warning. It's pretty hard to stop. No, there we go, now it's good. Anyway, Infernape, he's a rocker. Can be offensive on both sides, obviously. And he's got very good stats, mediocre attack, and speed is pretty good, but the defensive Infernape is a thing. It's got good setup, it's got good hard-hitting moves, and yeah, it forms good core with Black Star, as you can probably tell. You know that Fire, Water, it's pretty nice. We're going to get to the Grass type later, though if you saw it earlier when I was scrolling through OU, good for you. Anyway, next we took Tweety because I needed hazard removal, and if you didn't know, now this is a little known Pokemon fact, Zapdos gets Defog, which get rid of any hazards on my side of the field. They do not just lower the foe's evasion. No, this gets rid of any potential hazards on my side of the field. And hazard removal in this league is extremely expensive, so Zapdos was the most expensive Mon I drafted at 17 points, which was a price to pay, but you know, I like to have switch-ins to things, and my team is kind of built around having a switch into everything, and Zapdos is just one piece of that. Anyway, I can run Agility Pass, I can run offensive specs, but has very respectable defenses on both sides with 90 base HP. Makes this thing a pretty reliable wall. It's got access to Pressure and Static, which could be nice, although you cannot run Defog with the Static ability, something to note, but you probably already knew that, again. But yeah, very, very versatile again. Everything on my team can kind of be very versatile at this point, and so I decided, you know what, let's fuck that pattern and draft Hippowdon, who's probably one of the most one-trick ponies in the game. Great stats. Can set up Stealth Rocks, Earthquake, Elemental Fangs, Whirlwind. That's basically it. It has Sandstream, which I thought of doing something with, but Excadrill was really expensive because, like I said, all hazard removal was really expensive. But Hippowdon is just a great wall on its own, and it forms pretty nice with Zapdos. As you can see, there's a little bit of an ice weakness, but I addressed that a little bit later, and yeah, so that's how that went. Who knows, maybe I'll run Eviolite or Banded Hippowdon throughout the season. You know, that's an option. You got options here with this boy. But yeah, basically just rocker. He's one of the most reliable rockers in my opinion in the entire game, with a very nice HP stat, nice defense, and passable special defense with pretty good attack. He's not a passive wall, just like Zapdos. So yeah, both have reliable recovery, both fit my playstyle. I think I'll enjoy using them together. Next we have X-Cloud, because this thing was 5 points, which was a steal in my book. This thing It's one of the best wall breakers in the entire game, obviously, with the ability Scrappy, fire off some specs Boom Burst. I'm basically only ever going to click Boom Burst. If you think I'm ever going to click another move, you are mistaken. There's no resist to Boom Burst. Anything that does resist it has no recovery, and it'll get 3-hit KO'd. So I just bring in this monster, click Boom Burst, and bada bing, whatever the fuck ever. You know, it's a monster, you know? You can't switch into this thing. It's just not possible, and that's why I drafted it, because I needed a wall breaker. Didn't have a wall breaker, as you can see. Neither Infernape nor Greninja is a wall breaker. Kanye 2.0 is he will smash through any physical wall, and even special walls, because as you can see, this thing does have access to Focus Blast to hit Chansey for very minimum damage, but it's still damage, and that's all that counts. Anyway, yeah, like I said, 91 special attack, pretty good HP stat as well. I kind of like offense that can take a hit, which really explains my first two picks of these guys since they're so bulky, but I still like I still like them, and I like X-Cloud as a wall breaker. Get some slow U-turns from those two into him, get a kill. Next, I wanted a Steel type, because Volt Beam kind of destroyed my team at this point. It's very obvious, and I needed something that could really take advantage of Volt Beam and get rocks up, potentially. As you can see, it's nicknamed Y, because what is it? It's a bell. That's it. Anyway, so yeah, it's got Levitate and Heat Proof, two pretty good abilities. You already knew that. I could probably run Culver Berry, maybe Leftovers. This thing has a pretty decent moveset. Calm Mind is potential. Basically, I needed another reliable rocker. I like my rockers to when I bring them to make sure they get hazards up, and the two I have are pretty good at that. So I have no worries. By the way, if you hear a dog in the background, I'm sorry. He's just being a prick. I don't know what his problem is. Anyway, this thing also gets Trick, which could be really cool. I might try some stuff with that. I can scroll through his moveset and tell you what each moves do, but you can see it. Pause the video if you care that much. Yeah, I'm excited. We'll see if we can take advantage of Y and Chillin', and I guess it doesn't get hurt by sand, so it's a core. It kind of resists Hip Powder, super effective, Grass and Ice, but we'll move on for now, because I want to get to my favorite pick. I'll do a quick cut here so you don't have to see all the teams. Psych! Fuck you, you didn't earn it. Anyway, we got OG Kanye, my favorite Pokemon now. Alomomola, it's a great mon. Look at that HP, that is the only stat we care about here, is the fact that this thing can pass wishes that will heal 80% to Zapdos and like 70% to Hippowdon. And people, Alomomola gets a bad rep because like people say it's setup fodder, and you know what else is setup fodder? Anything if you leave it in on something built to take hits from it. You can't stay in with Alomomola. It has this great ability called Regenerator, which should make you want to switch out, but people just try and sit in front of things and stall them out and end up getting set up on, and they are surprised. We're like, oh my god, this was Alomomola's fault. It wasn't. It was your fault, and you know it. But anyway, this thing, like I said, Wish, Protect. It also gives me some Cleric options in Healing Wish. I could see that Toxic Spikes could potentially be an issue, but I just like this thing. It basically can take any one hit, anything. I don't think much can Oko and Alomomola with the combination of prep featuring berries and the correct investment to take hits. So yeah, that's nice. It also has access to Mirror Coat, which I'll probably try and use a few times this season, but I'm pretty sure everyone knows that. So I'm not worried about revealing strategies in the GPC. Everyone in this league is extremely smart, extremely good players, so I'm not worried. If I can think of a strategy, they will think of it too. I just have to step my game up and beat them by playing. Probably won't happen, but that's what I gotta try and do. So that's Alomomola. It's very self-explanatory. Again, counters that ice weakness. Zapdos and Hippo have a very nice core in my opinion that I can do a lot with. Next we have Honchkrow, because I needed a physical wall breaker at this point. I have my two mons that can whittle teams down and do a lot of damage anyway, in Greninja and Infernape, and then I have my physical and special wall breakers in X-Cloud and Honchkrow. Honchkrow is extremely underrated in my opinion. Again, it's got a nice HP stat which allows it to take a hit, but its defenses are garbage. Its speed is mediocre at best, but this thing has very powerful priority, and Bird Spam is so key in format. So you slap a Scarf on this thing, you slap a Bend or Life Orb on this thing. It's got this great ability called Moxie, and it's not bad. It can be physical or special. Foul play could be really nice. Even haze, nasty plot I've seen, it's extremely terrifying to see. But the biggest thing and reason I drafted Honchko was because I needed a dark type. Psychic types are extremely good in format, and Greninja, like I said, not a great wall breaker. And Infernape can do a lot of damage to teams, but the biggest thing that Infernape struggles with is bulky psychic types, and with the combination of Greninja and Honchkrow, I can pretty much dismantle, pursuit, trap, or destroy any psychic type they try and throw at me. Basically the goal. This also gave me Tailwind, it gave me Toxic, which no mon on the team had till this point, so rambling is rambling. But yeah, I'm excited for Honchkrow. I haven't used it in format, not sure how much I'll bring it, but it's banned from REU, so it's gotta be pretty great. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's got a nice move pool. It's got potential, definitely. It's got potential, so we'll see how it goes. Next, we have Guinness, which is the little fucker over there, who is whining about everything. Sorry if you hear that. Basically, I had a late pick, didn't want to get nothing out of it, and so I took a Sand user because this thing gets Sand Rush. You knew that. Gets pretty decent coverage, the Elemental Fangs, etc. It gets Play Rough and Iron Head, but its biggest thing is return. Just stab, choice banded, return in the sand is extremely nice. With these stats that are average, speed is incredible in sand, outside not so good. Pretty nice base attack, it's higher than Infernape and Greninja, so it's probably one of my best physical wall breakers, sadly. Good HP, can take a hit with those 90 defenses. Very nice mon, I'm glad I got it. Also, the Intimidate set is a thing. Obviously, with a Alomomola Wish Pass, this thing could be a monster. We'll just have to wait and see. However, we do have low-key, the last pick of the draft, Mega Sceptile. This thing never gets used in format, and I don't get it. It's got very nice special attack and speed. Attack is mediocre. It's good. It's higher than Infernape and Greninja again, so I don't see why I get shit on. And with this thing, and with this physical move pool it gets for coverage, such as Rock Slide, Earthquake, Drain Punch, and the special monster it can be with Leaf Storm and Dragon Pulse and Focus Blast, I don't see what more else I could really need. I could run a Swords Dance set. It has priority in quick attack, so you know, I saw that scrolling down the list and I had to say it was too nice to pass up. But yeah, I basically was building around this thing from the second pick. When I saw Infernape, Greninja, I'm like, alright, what else is fast that can synergize offensively with those two? And I just thought Sceptile was great. And anything that those three can't handle, I think X-Cloud and Honchkrow can. And I have Stoutland for hyper offense in case I need it to outspeed everything and one-shot everything, so that's nice. And I think my wall core is very, very nice. A wall core I can use personally, a wall core that I know can stop a lot of wall breakers, and it can stop a lot of just good offensive mons. I think the biggest problem this team will have is that if there's a mon that can break through every single wall of mine, it's gonna have a tough time. But outside of that, I think the team will have a very good time. I've got the slow bolt turn into my wall breaker, the fast bolt turn into my wall breakers, and I've got a pretty good offensive core without the wall breakers if I don't need them. So that's nice. But yeah, that's pretty much the team. Like I said, I didn't feel like I needed to go super in depth to everything because fans of the GPC are not idiots. I know you're not idiots. The players who are watching this, I know they're not idiots. I don't expect them to be, but that is basically going to wrap it up. You know what the mons do. You can see the team. Tell me what you think of the team down below. I was very happy with the draft. I don't know what much I could have done better. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. Here's the team for week 1, just in case you were curious, because I'm probably not going to do a team builder for that one. It's already been played, so don't worry. But yeah, it should be a good match. I'm probably going to go record that next. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the overall team again. I've got a broken thing. I got a bunch of things I'm excited to use, a bunch of walls I haven't really gotten to use. And yeah, it should be fun. Alright, I'll see you in week 1. Later.